Hey everybody, how's it going? We're going to be talking about some fragrances that I'm really excited to rock this coming fall or autumn, whatever you call this season, all right? And just a quick side note, there are a few fresh and clean fragrances that I'm still going to be wearing on a daily basis, even as we enter these cooler months, because they still have great performance. If you want me to make a separate video on that, I will. Just let me know in the comments. But we're going to start with Ombre Leather by Tom Ford. Now, I like this scent and I am looking forward to wearing it, but the thing is, I did get a headache when I wore this fragrance. The mistake was my own though, because we are still in the summertime. I applied this around 4:30 p.m. Mistake, all right? Like, it still smelled good, but I just got a migraine and I was trying to wash it off my arm, not because it smelled bad, but because it was a bit too intense for me. So I can't wait for the sun to just pull back a little bit so I could just see how this shines to its to its truest potential. I got tongue-tied there, but honestly, Ombre Leather or Ombre Leather, however you call it, is my favorite leather fragrance. I've tried Falcon Leather, I've tried Tuscan Leather. There was another leathery scent I tried, and the rest of them didn't really care for. All right, they smelled like things that I would just smell on like a leather jacket, but nothing that I would personally want to wear. But there's something about this, it might be the violet that's in it as well, that just smells more wearable to me and more enjoyable. I still find this fragrance rather addicting in a strange sort of way, but I take that as a good thing. If you're wearing a fragrance and people, for some reason, even if they're not in love with it, but they just want to keep smelling it over and over again, I'll take that as a win. So this is a fragrance with amazing performance and it smells very badass. And this is also a very unisex scent if you like that whole leather jacket vibe or that black t-shirt vibe. You know what I'm talking about? So Ombre Leather, Tom Ford. I'll put all the names of the fragrances, discount site links, samples, all of that will be in the description in case you want to save yourself some money and support the channel. But please buy where you're comfortable. Now, an oldie, and well, it's an oldie in this collection. I've been doing this maybe nearly 2 years, so it's not technically an oldie, but GIVENChy Pie is a scent that I have worn even in the summertime, specifically with summer nights. And I know for a fact that I'm going to be wearing it more often as it starts to cool down. I really have enjoyed this fragrance now. It's like this powdery vanilla scent. And even though I label this a rather intimate fragrance, it still performs pretty nicely. So if you're someone that enjoys that whole Netflix and chill type of vibe, if you like going to the movies, the drive-ins, and you want to wear a scent that's gonna get somebody cuddling all up on your neck, then Pie is a great choice to go with. Now, this is marketed as a masculine fragrance, but I will say more people have confused this with a woman's perfume more often than not. And I'm not just talking on my skin. I applied this on a guy. He thought it was a woman's perfume, and other people around him thought it was a woman's perfume as well. Skin chemistry is a big thing, but there have been both men and women that just love this fragrance. So just see how it works on you. But yes, overall, a gorgeous, nice scent. Next is, oh, it's hiding. Okay, you can't tell my girlfriend this, but OOTD Symphony by Precious Liquid. Now, this is her bottle, and thankfully I have a sample, so if I do want to use it, she won't know. You know what I'm saying? Because she's monitoring the levels on this. This is her bottle at my place, so she can use this when she wants, but she's been bringing samples over. So this one hasn't really been fully worn yet. It has been sprayed, but not fully worn. But I'm really excited for OOTD Symphony, because if you're someone that loves niche fragrances, like you want the uniqueness and the experience of wearing a niche scent that's gonna separate you from everybody else, then I highly recommend you look into this fragrance. Now, what does it smell like? It smells like passion fruit. There's also this sort of like, here's the thing, real fast. Let me just finish my thought. There's some rum in it, and then there's oud in the base, right? But for me personally, I am not the biggest fan of a fragrance by MFK called Oud Satin Mood. However, something about OOTD Symphony there's like a slight similarity there, but this is the fragrance I much rather prefer. If you've played that game, Mortal Kombat, you know how there's Katana, and then there's like the one that tried to, like, you know, the evil sister, like Melina or something like that. They tried to clone Katana. Like, that's kind of how I feel about these two fragrances. I'm not saying they're clones of each other, right? That's just a reference, but one of them just goes the right direction for me, which is OOTD Symphony. And Oud Satin Mood just didn't really scratch that itch for me. So I just love this fragrance. I have tested it out on myself and it gets head-turning reactions. I haven't even worn it from the full atomizer sprayer with the bottle. I've only used the samples of it and that thing carried. We're talking over 8 hours of performance. People were asking me what I was wearing and it just draws attention because it doesn't smell typical. You know what I mean? When you're going to these clubs, these bars, these events, and you're meeting new people, a lot of the times, most people kind of smell the same. You know, a lot of the women smell very floral, vanilla sweet. A lot of the guys smell very blue fragrancy with Bleu de Chanel, Dior, Sauvage, that sort of stuff. But when you hop in with a fragrance like OOTD Symphony that really stands apart, then you put yourself on a different level, on a different playing field, and it's just, it smells fantastic. So again, OOTD Symphony, Precious Liquid, not to be played with. Next is good old reliable for me. My favorite fragrance from Parfums de Marly, Carlisle. Man, Carlisle's so good. Oh, I've only worn this a few times this summer, even during summer nights. And I know I said that you can wear this on summer nights if you want to, but this did give me a headache when I wore it at nighttime, all right? It's still pretty warm in the night, so I didn't like Carlisle as much. But trust me, this fall, when it's gloomy outside, I will 100,000 billion% be throwing on Carlisle because this is my signature sweet fragrance. Whenever I go somewhere and it's cold, this is the fragrance I throw on and I just get endless compliments with it. And it's also, you know, it's a niche fragrance and similar to OOTD Symphony where it has that high quality, it has that sort of smell that most people have not smelled before. So it's very intriguing. You know, this is a very sexy fragrance. OOTD Symphony is more of like a fruity fragrance that has that sort of oud and that rum to kind of toughen it up a little bit. That one, very, very unisex. This one's marketed as unisex as well, but maybe a little bit more on the masculine side. Just depends on how you carry yourself, how you rock it. Ladies, if you want to stunt in like a sexy black dress and you wear something like this, it gives similar Black Phantom vibes from Killian. You know what I mean? It's just a dominant sort of fragrance, but you can pull it off if you just got that type of aura. Next is, oh, where's, hold on, yeah. Black Orchid by Tom Ford. I want to give this fragrance another chance, all right? This is a crowd pleaser, or it's, you know, it's a fan favorite. So many people are drawn to this fragrance. A lot of people online always ask for reviews on it, and I'm happy that I made a couple of them. But even though this is not my cup of tea, it's a chocolatey sort of fragrance, but the gardenia really carries. It's very floral, very sweet. And I just kind of want to see what it's, I'm going to wear this to a bar. That's what I'm going to do. See how it carries, see how I like it. But I do want to give this a second chance. I don't want to just like leave it here. You know what I mean? Let me give Black Orchid a second chance. All right. And I'm going to grab two more. Good old Reliable by the Fireplace for very obvious reasons. It smells like you're by a fireplace. It smells like burning wood. It smells like fire. And then it smells like you're roasting chestnuts at the end during the dry down of this fragrance. And the last one is La Nuit de l'Homme by YSL. I wear this pretty much all year round. Oh, but this is so romantic and sexy. It's a cardamom fragrance. Performance, so, definitely not on par with everything else I've showed you for the most part. No, with everything I've showed you so far, with the exception of this one, we're talking performance in like double digits. Yes, they easily go over 8 hours, but 10 hours, not a problem as well. I just said 8 hours to kind of be a little bit more safe. But yeah, with La Nuit de l'Homme, like half of that, you know, so overspray the shit out of this one if you want it to last. But wear this on a date, and it's just, it's so good. Very nostalgic fragrance to me. Anyways, again, the names of the fragrances, the discount site links, all of that will be in the description. Thank you so much for watching. I appreciate it, and I'll see you in the next video. Bye.